Hi guys, I hope you're fine. You were very successful in the previous weeks. Keep up the hard work. This week, our writing is about plot. For now, when we're asked to write, we'll be writing a story with a horror theme. Our objectives for this week includes identifying the horror theme, understanding the plot, and determining its parts. When we are asked to write a story with a horror theme, we need to understand the meaning of horror and its characteristics. Horror story is a fictional story in which the focus is on creating a feeling of fear. It is intended to scare, unsettle, or horrify the reader. It may be supernatural or non-supernatural. Supernatural horror is work of fiction that relies heavily on supernatural or paranormal events to drive the story, featuring things like ghosts, monsters, demons, aliens, zombies, and so on. The main source of terror is the human reaction to being faced with the unknown, while non-supernatural does not include supernatural elements. The terror comes from the idea that what is happening in the story could plausibly occur in real life, usually involving the possibility of death. So, when we're writing a horror story, the first key element to use is foreshadowing, which consists of little insights along the way that start to add up by the end. It is what builds up anticipation for the viewer or reader. 2. Fear is the driving force behind a story. The story should be so realistic that people are now afraid of what they never were afraid of before. 3. Suspense is what builds up the best types of horror stories. It's the constant unknowingness of what is going to happen and when. 4. Mystery, which is something that the reader has a hard time imagining or when they can't figure out the end result. Finally, imagination, which is what gets your readers' hearts pumping, palms sweating, and bodies shivering in terror by making them use their minds. So when you want to write a horror story, make sure to include all of these characteristics. Now, every story needs a map. This map is called the plot. It is the sequence of events that happen in a story. It provides the story with a structure, and it usually has 5 parts. When we say a plot is a sequence of events in a story, it means that it divides the story into beginning, middle, and end. As you can see, each part has a part of the plot. The beginning is the exposition. The middle is the rising action, climax, and falling action. The end is the resolution. Now, we're going to explain each part of the plot. The beginning includes the exposition, which introduces the conflict, characters, and setting. The middle includes 3 parts. First, the rising action, which are the events that happen before the climax, and the character's attempts to solve the problem but fails. Second, the climax, which is the turning point, the point of greatest suspense or action. Third, the falling action, which are the actions and events that occur after the climax. The end is the resolution, where the conflicts or problems are solved. Here is an example of a plot. In the beginning or exposition, it includes the murder of the first victim. In the middle, it includes the rising action where more victims are killed. The climax reveals the killer's identity. In the falling action, searching for killer's identity. And in the end, which is where the hero finds the killer. So when we write a story, we need to include these parts for the sequence of events. The task for this week, you are going to watch the video Nightmare on a Plane. Then you're going to fill in the worksheet with events that occurred in each part, beginning, middle, and end. Good luck with that. You're doing a really great job.